Look at Highmark Stadium just south of Buffalo, New York. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one between the New York Jets and the Buffalo Bills. Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he'll hope that this is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. These two teams faced off earlier in the year, right around mid-season, back in Week 9. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. Second and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. They run it again with Chubb. And right away, he lost the football. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And he takes it to the house. It's a fumble recovery for a Jet touchdown. Even the great ones, some of the best, they're not immune to the fumble, and here it really hurts them.
If the ball gets away from any runner's body, that's when the defense pokes at it, swipes at it, swats at it, and finds a way to create a big play for themselves.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. From his end zone, Isaiah McKenzie. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked out officially at the 21. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
Heck of a start, a 30-yard pickup on their first play from scrimmage.
That's just flat out a beautiful throw right there.
It was a roll. That's maybe the speed you would see on a slant, but he threw that downfield with that kind of pace.
Now, if he throws that one with any type of arc, puts a little air under it, that play doesn't happen. He had to fire it in there, and he did exactly that.
And he swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. The Bills at 500 at 6-6. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
Allen's throw here taken in by Knox. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. This defense for the Jets, they were very good a week ago in that win over Minnesota.
Yeah, they gave up 17 points, but that's what you would consider a goal for each and every defense, because if you give up 17 points a game all year long, you're thinking you're going to be a playoff team because you expect your offense to score more than that. That's what you're looking for. Room to improve, of course, but I'd have to say a very solid performance.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
You absolutely have to have this early on, right? Third and short, they elect to throw for it, and that's normal NFL football. They're going to throw on third and short, but you got to hit it, don't you?
Yeah, in the first quarter, like you said, to set the tone, can't connect there. And he will have the first down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down.
That was 4th and what we would call long in that situation, wasn't it? That wasn't 4th and inches, was it?
No, I mean, you get in those situations 4th and 3, 4th and 4. That's a lot to, what would you say, a lot of pizza left in that box.
It certainly is. Not everyone dove in on that one. In today's NFL, this is a passing down. All right, this is not a running down. That takes a lot of guts to call that play and even better execution.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Now Allen. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. Here's Allen to throw it. He finds his man. That's Sweeney. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That gain on 3rd down, good for 28.
That's a play that'll likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Now they return to the ground game. Chubb. And here he'll get it down to the 7. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else he'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. And again, it's Chubb. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense the next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw it for a loss.
The kick by Bass is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5. Ultimately, they'll set up for just the field goal.
To think that maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
Wilson leading the Jets up now for a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll begin the drive with a run by Dillon. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. Now, you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Running up the middle, here's Dillon. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Only a yard there on the keeper, but that's all he needed. First down.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the first down.
And as we say often, shows confidence in your offensive line. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Anderson on the jet sweep. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. Calling a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, they gave up a few yards there, but all in all, I think it's a pretty nice job defensively against the jet sweep. If they don't slow him up, he might take it to the house, so they'll take that play every time on the defensive side of the ball.
On 2nd down, Dillon. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41. After 7-3 the score on EA Sports. An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. Throwing is Wilson. Now swing pass for Dillon. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. It goes as a gain of 9, and it moves the chains.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a 1st down.
Here's Wilson to throw. They'll set up the screen to Carter. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson forced out to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Well, he was really focused downfield, but there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo of that play with their pass rush because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up, down on the ground.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Well, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. And the return across midfield and to the 46-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And that play will go nowhere, losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It was Jamal Adams up from his safety spot to make the play behind the line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Just a loss of a yard there, but it's not going to help. Now they face a 3rd and 14.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. From midfield, here's Allen. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. Back deep is T.Y. Hilton. Taking it about the 16. It'll be a 41-yard punt. Give them 5 on the return.
And the Jets will take over.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way, because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete, and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, and still in the first half here, a long way to go.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
So line of scrimmage still to 39 on 2nd and 10. Carter straight ahead, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time he uses quickness to make a play.
And he'll air this one deep for Anderson. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And just a 30-yard punt that time. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3-point seeding.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts. Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
A quick throw out wide, caught by Crowder. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Makes it 3rd and 2.
2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. The Jets will bring in a nickel set here as they try to stop this 3rd down. And Chubb try the middle here. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts.
So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Taking it himself. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed he did not. They stop him. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Jets are going to get the football here in great field position. Three tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. A give for Dillon running right. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive. Let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking. But the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They go play action with Wilson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
A pretty rocky start in this game for the guy throwing the ball. Already has thrown 1 interception. Almost threw a second one right there. All he's doing right now is giving the defense a whole lot of confidence.
So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. False start's going to push him back, but these days, how hard must it be to be an offensive lineman?
It's very hard, Brandon. You've got defensive linemen flinching, trying to draw you offside. You've got the loud crowds, and there are just so many super athletic players on defense now that you have to deal with each week. But through it all, these guys just sit in there for 4 quarters and slug it out.
And a manageable 3rd down becomes a lot less manageable. 3rd and 7 after the false start. From the shotgun, Wilson. That's complete over the middle to Anderson. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
The tackle by Balin Spector.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now Wilson. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties. He's able to knock that one away.
With it left side. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, it looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackled him for a loss.
Zerline's kick is up and through, and that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. And The Jets set to receive this third quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And down right around the 32-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. And he's got a man, Corey Davis. And he is going to have a Jets first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Dillon on the inside give. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4.
Again, it's Dillon. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. 66 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
And he's got it to about the 40.
Nice job there on the tackle. Keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson.
They'll get this into the hands of Dillon, complete.
And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
They'll try and run for the first with Dillon. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17.
Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on 1st down. His throw incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
They go play action now. Wilson. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. The improv act there, good for 9. And now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short. 3rd and 1.
The defense did its job of taking away a quick throw, but that's only half the battle because they've got to get to him before he can make a run for it. A little bit late containing him there, so he makes a nice gain out of a play that looked like it was in trouble.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. Up the middle they run. Here's Dillon. They only got 2, but that was enough as they'll convert to make it 1st and goal.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. They'll run here with Dillon.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively. They're on 1st down, holding them to a short gain.
2nd down and goal. Wilson, he'll buy some time right. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete.
Now we got 3rd and goal coming up, and couldn't you imagine being in that huddle, partner? You know they're looking at each other saying, we can't come away with just 3 points after this drive.
Yeah, they've covered a lot of ground. They want more than that 3. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. To throw is Wilson. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
Zuerlein's kick is up and through,
and they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3.
Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble, bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone. You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Allen, and the Jets pressure too much as down he goes.
That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way, and what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
On 3rd and long, it's Allen. They have pressure coming, and they got him once again. The corner blitz gets him that time as he goes down for a short loss.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
Here's Sam Martin now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. take it at the 37. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10.
At their own 45-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added onto their lead, but that was a drive that was so long, it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game, but we probably should go to the post-game press conference because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive, and he's going to profess that he was happy to get points, and we know that's not true.
Yeah.
Okay, after this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Now left side on the swing pass.
Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
A 5-yard pickup on the play. And it's 3rd down.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The offense on 3rd down, they're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. Now it's Wilson. And he can't escape, and down he goes.
Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to it.
Here's the Jets punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Crowder now to return. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and that will come the offense as they take over. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
At the 37-yard line.
To the air, Allen. Crowder's got it over the middle. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against him.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. On play action, Allen. He's got a man, complete.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
It's a gain of 35. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb.
And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25.
15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
They run again on 1st down, Chubb. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. On 2nd and 7, Allen
going out wide, finds Chubb. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Allen now on 1st down. They set up the screen to Chubb. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Up the middle, it's Chubb. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Here's Allen. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
The kick by Bass is good.
And they will cut the lead back down to a touchdown now at 13-6. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Their lead back down to 1 score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10. Brought down by Ed Oliver.
And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Dillon up the middle.
And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards, 2nd down. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Play action. It's Wilson. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And the return across midfield and to the 46-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb.
And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32.
They run it again with Chubb. And he is going to lose yardage here.
Quinnen Williams, so hard to block, and he shows it that time, making the tackle for loss.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. He'll take his shot for the end zone.
And he's got his tight end Knox for a Bills touchdown.
A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Bills are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. All square now at 13-all as he sends this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best of the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Wilson to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Here's Wilson. Open man is Uzama. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Now Wilson.
Complete, Dillon. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Throwing now is Wilson. They go screen with Dillon. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 7 yards there on the first down screen play.
He's had success running the football. This is more or less an extension of that because they drop it off to him on the screen. And I'll bet he's thinking to himself, if I didn't have to slow up a bit here in traffic, I could have really made something out of that one.
They give to Dillon out of the gun.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So it'll all come down to the booming right leg of Greg Zuerlein. This from 55 yards out. He had the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right, and that changes everything here in OT. So a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So the Bills going to be the first to get it as we are back underway here in overtime. McKenzie now from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And everyone knows the OT rules, Charles, but pretty simple formula. They go down and get a field goal, we continue play, but if they can find the end zone on this possession, ball game over.
And as meticulously as all teams plan for a game, I don't doubt for a second on that offense coordinator's play sheet, he's got some overtime plays that he wants to run. I know it sounds crazy, but they plan for everything. 1st and 10 all the way throughout the game, 2nd and 7, whatever. Right now, he's looking at that play sheet saying, if we get to overtime, what can we break out that they haven't seen?
Second down, here's Chubb again.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher, 3rd and 6.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
First throw of overtime for Allen. Out to the left, he's got his tight end Knox. And he is going to have a Bills first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially at a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmys and the Joes.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Rookie Jermaine Johnson going all the way from last chance U to now dropping NFL quarterbacks.
Well, partner, I would say just avoid play action, but that's not just been the problem. This defense, they've been getting pressure on all types of pass plays and really piling up the sacks in this contest.
Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. Allen now looks to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Brian Burns, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
And we all know how talented this guy is who's calling the signals for him, but even the best in the game, they can struggle against a good, cohesive zone coverage. Can't find a gap in the secondary quick enough, and he ends up taking a sack.
So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. 2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied. So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16. To throw, it's Allen. And that's complete to Davis. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway. He did not have a catch till that moment. Pretty good time for his first one, though, here in OT.
I would agree with that. And just think about how they had to cycle through all the play sheets, right? Tried to find ways to get a lot of people the football. In this case, as you said, he hadn't had a catch all game. Now they find him in a key moment. Really well done.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT.
Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number, it's just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. Allen. And he whips gets that one incomplete there. Another nice job there defensively. They've really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face, good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions.
Here's Allen.
Oh, and it's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick.
And the Jets are going to have it with a chance to win the game here in overtime. Boy, that's a tough one right there, CD. They fought back to tie it, to send it to overtime, had all the momentum, and then that interception.
That fighting spirit, those fighting plays that got them back into it, maybe a little too aggressive there, throwing the interception, and now they've opened the door to get beat by a field goal coming back the other way.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
One team squandered opportunity. It's another team's chance to win this thing. They forced that clutch turnover, and now all they need is a field goal here to win this ball game.
Could not be set up much better, could they? A takeaway on defense. Now it's up to that offense to find a way to put themselves in position for the game-winning points. Touchdown, field goal, they don't care. Just find a way to win it.
Options galore here. Second and a few inches.
Now what can Wilson do here in the OT? Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
An incomplete pass on second down leads us to third and inches.
On the handoff, this is Dillon.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30.
132 yards rushing for him now as he was just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory.
He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I love one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, "I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along."
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. Offensively, back-to-back really nice plays. This defense, they've got 2 timeouts. Maybe should burn one.
Yeah, when you get back-to-back explosive plays, to me, anything over 10 yards, I don't care if it's a run or a pass, I count it as an explosive play. That sets your defense back on its heels. A timeout here would be a good idea and try and get themselves settled because we're in OT. This is big time.
Now a timeout called for by the offense. That's their second and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. They put up their goal at the beginning of the season, and that was to win 7 games, and now they've accomplished that mission.
And congratulations to them for achieving their goal. They have to finish the season strong, but you got to think that going forward for next year, they're going to jump that number up a little bit higher.
for me, who could be against me? I guess all the that's against me. They the ones stirring up the conflict. They try to make it out like I'm conflicted. East Coast and 6'4's hitting switch. It's not a conflict of interest.
Cut it with the business. West Coast rocking them Timberlands, deep up in them trenches. It's no difference. Neither one play games, one swinging for them fences. We want the finer things that's expensive. They hit them either close range or at a distance. If God for me, why bother? I got my game from the Godfather. Top of the food chain, rock bottom. And handle my business when it was my problem. G. Flossing with a gold chain. I got my Turkish rope with matching gold things. Bomber jacket in the winter, it's a cold game. I met some East Coast up in Spokane. Some of the realest in this dope game. I got my curly top looking like special ed. Clean fade on the side, bumping that red head. Clean